Well, hello, viewer. Want to hear my new song? No need to. I didn't write a new song. Unless you count the one about what I'm going to talk about today. It's about short and made a long time ago. About that movie that starts with the B word. I don't want to say it because I don't want to take the chance for somebody the person that's also called the B word. Because that would be quite absurd. That did not match with the tune of the rest of the stuff I just sang. And you probably noticed that too. So, here we are in early October. In fact, it's October 7th when I'm recording this. Monday, October 7th. And as the bright light of the sun setting and dusk approaches, we know that things are about to get spooky. That being said, it's very bright in here. It doesn't look very scary in here. But scary things can happen at any time. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa! Hopefully it didn't look like it flipped anyone off with those hands, because they are just gloves. So, today we are talking about Bananajuice. Bananajuice was a short that I made based off of a TV spot based on the movie, a TV spot promoting the movie from 1988 that stars Michael Keaton as a sort of not quite bad guy. You could kind of, well, he's not really an anti-hero. He's kind of he's a semi-antagonist. I should look up what the technical term for his role, and I don't think it's quite like an anti-hero, because he's not really the hero of the picture, but I mean, he does steal the show. But I'm not going to say the B word. I'll say that B word, but I won't say the B word, because I don't want to take the chance. I don't want to take a chance in France of summoning the B word. I'm not even going to say it once. So there's not going to be a shame on me. I'm not going to say it twice. There's not going to be any shames on anybody if we don't say the B word. With that being said, we're going to be talking about Bananajuice. I've probably already said that in the video since I've been rambling for a couple minutes now. But Bananajuice was a short I made. I'm just going to reiterate. A short I made based on the TV spot that was promoting the movie that starts with the letter B. I think the TV spot was on the DVD of the letter B movie. Not the B movie, but the movie that starts with the B movie. Not the B movie is not part of what we're talking about today. But in case anyone's wondering, yes, I do like jazz.
I like jazz.
I don't listen to it like a whole lot, but I mean, jazz is pretty jazzy, not gonna lie. So, yes. But I made this short I animated it back in 2017. The date on my old tablet that I had to. My tablet's so old. I have the first tablet of like this brand of phones, tablets company that made those, and I still have the original tablet that I got years ago for the holidays, for Christmas. And like, it still works. You can't really buy stuff on it anymore, or like email or text anybody. I don't think you could ever really text in the first place. But so I can't really, my really old stop motion shorts, it stopped letting me like download those to like the photos, to be able to like send it to like the Photos app, to be able to like send it to my computer or a phone or anybody else. It stopped allowing me to do that forever ago. It's the old tablet's what I animated the first 12 episodes, the first 13 episodes of the Watermelon Show. So all of season 1 and all of season 2, the 2 episodes that there are, and some of the unreleased content that ties into Back to Bubble Land, which would have been the 3rd episode in season 2, which that's a talk for another day. It harkens back to the first Trenton talks. But we'll get around to that another day, I hope. So, but this Bananajuice, according to the date on that tablet, it says I animated it or finished animating it on June 10th, 2017. So, in terms of, if you're looking through the timeline of all the things I post on my YouTube channel, that puts it in between the Back to Bubble Land promo, like the 3-episode event, like Back to Bubble Land coming soon, that never ended up coming soon. It never ended up releasing. So it never ended up coming soon. But, and the video after that was the remembrance of Peter Sallis, the actor who voiced Wallace from Wallace and Gromit. He was the voice of Wallace for the 4 Wallace and Gromit films and the theatrical film. So he was the voice of Wallace during A Grand Day Out, The Wrong Trousers, Close Shave, Wallace and Gromit, The Curse of the Were-Rabbit, and A Matter of Loaf and Death. So that's like the order of which they had been released. So it was a remembrance video for him. I remember being pretty devastated when I saw the video that Aardman posted about him passing away, because Wallace and Gromit has been a very big part of my childhood. I'm going to mention this too. I haven't seen a lot of stuff that had Ken Page on it, but he voiced and sang as Oogie Boogie from The Nightmare Before Christmas. That kind of ties into what we're talking about a little bit today. But I used to love singing that song all the time. I probably will still, the Oogie Boogie song. But Ken Page, I don't know much about his personal life or really much. I know he did like some musical performances. I'm not really sure what else he's all done through his career, but he had passed away recently, so I felt like I should at least say that and pay my respects to him for all the joy that song and that character gave me in that movie. So, yeah. He was a big part of that character, the voice, and the song really made the really was great, and the animation on him was great as well. Going back to the Wallace and Gromit when Peter Sallis passed away, so this video would have been animated between that Bubble Land promo and when I released that short remembrance of Peter Sallis, so it would have been in the middle of all of those. The middle of those two, I should say. Whoa. The middle of those two. It would have been released in the middle of those two, so it kind of would have been a dry spell for Watermelon Show content, because I believe the last episode of Season 2, The World of Cookies, was released either February or March of that year, so it was way earlier on. So there's a pretty big gap between then. I never ended up releasing this. Originally, I was going to have the TV spots audio under the animation that I did, but like for copyright and just for the fun of being able to like voice over and like tweak the words a little bit differently, which is what I did now. Like I've went back in with the tablet not being able to send videos anymore. I put my phone on like a little tripod and recorded off of it. The quality's not as amazing as it could be, but it could be a lot worse, and you can still tell what's happening. So I got that. I try to have it cropped where it works better in a 4:3 aspect ratio. The angle I filmed it from the tablet, it didn't really line up perfectly well. But that's what I've done. Me and one of my friends, we have recorded voice work for it. And with the script that I wrote, that was kind of like putting a spin on the words of dialogue that were said in the TV spot to make it fit for the Watermelon Show characters. And I thought, given that the B Word ×2 movie came out this year, just recently, about a month ago, I figured it would be probably a perfect time to release this out there. I've been sleeping on it for a long time. Like, it's not perfect. It's cool, like, to see content from 2017 era Watermelon Show type content So, like, it's not nearly, like, I've come a long way since then. But I was impressed. I thought it looked a lot worse than it did in my head when going back and watching it. I was surprised because there's some shots of it that look like I'm surprised. It looked a lot better than I thought it was going to looking back on it. So I'm going to hand it over to Banana, and he's going to give a little bit more background on his account of starring in the piece and how that affected his career going forward. So, and just kind of an introduction into the film in general. So here's Banana.
Hey, I'm Banana. I'm here to talk about Bananajuice. It was a project I briefly worked on back, I guess Trenton said it was filmed around 2017. The only real acting experience I had prior to that was the Banana movie, which was like self-funded and self-made between me and my good pal Mr. Watermelon and my friend Mr. Bubble and our interdimensional traveling pig friend named Phil. And Sudsy would have been in it too. And probably, I bet Pineapple was in it too. He's a good friend who runs the newspaper in Table A, the Pineapple Press. So I got inspired to get into acting back when me and my friend Watermelon, we went and saw this movie at the drive-in. I don't even remember what movie it was. I know it was 2 hours long, so honestly, probably like an hour 20 or something. It probably had a bunch of ads. It's really fun. I love going to the drive-in movie theater. It's fun. Every year, Table Lane has a yearly free showing for everybody of the 1922 silent horror film Nosferatu. I know it's getting a remake this year, or like a reinterpretation. I'm not for sure if it's really a remake or a reinterpretation. I kind of need to look more into that. I just haven't really been keeping up with the... I haven't really been doing much acting here recently. It was the Banana movie, which was a personal passion project of mine. I didn't really make much money from it, but it was more of just being able to get experience and say that I made a movie with my friends. Okay, everybody. Sorry I had to cut the conversation there for a second. But I haven't really done much acting since then because it was just a personal passion project. I could be like, hey, I made a movie. And my name's in the title. And my face is on the poster. So, I guess there wasn't getting much more out of it than that. And it was just a fun time, a fun experience with friends, looking back on it. Bananajuice, I think it was made by the companies to kind of be like Spaceballs, like what Spaceballs is to that other super popular star space galactic battles, whatever it is exactly that people watch. It was like our answer to that freaky movie. It starts with the B word, or it is the B word, but that B word isn't banana. It's like an insect, I think. So I don't really remember for sure. I'm pretty sure it's getting a sequel this year. I guess that's why we're recording and doing this, which makes sense to revisit this with whatever footage we actually made of this. I've never had to be in like a full suit before. Usually I'm just in my peel. I don't usually like to take that off very much. It can be restrictive while acting, but quite frankly, I don't really... I know like the peel is like a tight bodysuit, but it's comfortable. It's pretty comfortable and versatile when it comes to doing flips and yelling and falling over and your eyes falling off. But quite frankly, it was kind of different being like a full suit, like my full suit right there. I had to dust this thing off, like this full suit, and like I'm not used to having movable limbs either. Like it was really quite the production, and it's really too bad that it didn't end up working out. I'm not really sure why. I don't know why we filmed a trailer and never filmed the actual film. Quite frankly, it doesn't really make sense to me. I'm glad that it'll still be out there to be able to be watched. I think this dog that I'm holding, I think she wants me to set her down. Oh, okay. Oh. But honestly, I really don't understand why we never made the full film. maybe it was a budgetary thing. The Banana movie wasn't really that financially successful, so I don't know, maybe we only had like the budget to do special effects for the trailer. But I mean, because they had that big fake like Slurpee thing that grabbed that person, and I got like my whoosh that comes off my face. Yeah, I mean, they got my friend Mr. Watermelon and his wife to star in the little bit that we got to film too. So maybe somebody out there thought they saw our potential and just never really fully went through. I mean, I appreciate the opportunity working on it, but I really wish, like, why on earth would we have even done a stinking trailer if we weren't going to film an entire movie? It doesn't make any sense to me. Apparently stuff happens like that a lot, and there's stuff with lost media, and, like, where stuff goes lost. Like, and for this case, I'm glad that's going to be out there. There doesn't need to be a lost media wiki page about it anymore, because, I mean, like, we're going to be putting it out there, but, it is pretty frustrating that we didn't make the full movie. I mean, I convinced my friend Watermelon not to get a job at the Pineapple Press so we could hang out more. And like, if we made this movie together, I hope he doesn't see this interview, but it's just, if we made this movie together, it's just, I feel like I would have been validated in motivating him not to get that job. The movie not falling through. I mean, the other one, we just kind of worked it in with our lives, but this one, I mean, if it would have been successful, it would have probably started a career for both of us, and it just didn't end up happening that way. It's really unfortunate. I guess I'm glad to have had the opportunity to wear this good looking of an outfit and to work alongside my good old pal and his wife. But it is pretty infuriating that it never actually got off the ground. I don't even, from my understanding, I don't even think the trailer was shown in any theaters, or very few. I haven't heard anything from anybody, but to be fair, I'm not really active on social media where people would really be able to contact me. I mean, my rotary phone, it only lets me install so many apps. It doesn't have all the newest social media. It kind of clocked out after the past 3 years of having it, so I should really get the newest model, the rotary phone 1805 or something, whatever it's called. I don't know. They release new rotary phones every year. People love those things. I mean, I love it. It's a little bit inconvenient because it's really hard to fit it in the peel. I can't really fit it in my peel that well. Like I said, like, it's like skin tight, so I don't know how you would fit a rotary phone like in the side like that, skin tight in the peel. I don't know, but that's me being honest. I wasn't trying to cut out anything about, because it's frustrating. It really frustrated me that we pour our stinking all into this movie and it never happened. Never happened. But with all that being said, I sincerely hope you enjoy the actual whatever it is that we got done that you can actually watch. It ain't no full movie, I know that. But I hope you enjoy this 30-second clip that we have. It's all that we got to show for all the hard work that we put in that day. Thank you.
Oh no, things don't look like they're gonna go that well. When two ghouls can't pry the living out of their domain with a crowbar,
what's the good of being a ghoul if you can't spook people?
they summon the potassium
Bananajuice!
with the best buddy. Whoa.
Hey, how's it going?
Can you be spooky?
I can do you one better.
So we need to weigh our options first. Banana Douglas banana is a fruit called
Oh, how's it going, Alan?
banana juice.
Sneak preview. Saturday at 7 at the Galactic Theater of Science.
In case you're wondering why I'm wearing this robe and referencing a father from another world, it's because that movie was directed by the same person who directed The Nightmare Before Christmas, who also had relations to the B-Word movie. He directed the B-Word movie. The director of The Nightmare Before Christmas isn't the name of who was in the title of The Nightmare Before Christmas. And the person who actually well, that person directed Beetlejuice, but that person didn't direct the movie that I'm wearing the robe from. It's a common misconception. So I got you. I kind of had you thinking there for a second, and not really. Not really. And I mean, there's probably a good chance it's more publicly known than ever now that Tim Burton didn't direct The Nightmare Before Christmas. I'm sure he had heavy involvement in terms of like designs, and I need to watch the special features again, the featurettes. It's been a long time. I'm sure he had way more. Yeah, I'm sure he had a decent involvement in it. I know he wrote the original poem, and it's all based off of a lot of his ideas. But Henry Selick directed The Nightmare Before Christmas, and he directed the movie that I'm wearing a robe of. That just recently celebrated its 15th anniversary. Happy 15th anniversary. The person who directed The Nightmare Before Christmas, Henry Selick, directed the movie I'm wearing the robe of, and the common misconception of that movie's poster, when it said from the director of The Nightmare Before Christmas, people automatically thought it was Tim Burton, because it says Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas, but that's Tim Burton didn't direct this movie. Coraline. He didn't direct Coraline. Tim Burton didn't direct Coraline. Henry Selick did. They both directed some really cool movies. So yeah. Yeah. And real quick, I know that took up a lot of time, but just before, I feel like someone is going to ask, my monkey slippers aren't blue. They look like this. Whoa. Gonna sing a song about the end credits. Wanna switch up enough of the notes the way I'm saying that doesn't make it infringe copyright or make anything seem kinda awkward. But stuff kinda earlier was a little bit awkward. It probably would be a little bit interesting to watch through again. But at this point I haven't went back and edited the piano pieces in, so maybe after I do that it'll be more easy to watch. Who's starving?
I'm starving.
Huh! Bananajuice! Oh man, you ripped my eye out.
Now, you know what they say. When someone rips your eyes out, you see a sky full of stars in the middle of the day.